Right. Okay then, so I know there's a couple more people that have just joined in. So good morning to everyone. Today it's going to be mainly a standing workout. Okay, so it's going to get our heart rate up a little bit more than what we normally do in my sessions. Okay, so we're going to start off in standing. We are coming down onto the mat. We're going to be up and down a little bit this morning. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is some lunges. Okay, so we need hands on the hips. Okay. Make sure you engage the abdominals, make sure the belt is on, the shoulders are down really well. So we're going to start with the left leg, so we're going to take a breath in to prepare, and as you breathe out, we'll do a lunge back and a lunge back. Now we're only looking for a short step backwards, okay, don't need to step back too far, just need to make sure you don't hit the radiator. That's it. So you can go down into the knees as much as you want to, so a little bendy spine. Wonderful, okay. Let's just do one more. Rest there for a second. Let's just work this left leg then now. We're going to add in a little knee lift to this one. So we'll get the arms going as well, okay? So we're going to do running arms. Now, as you step back on your left leg, you're going to send the opposite arm. No, you're not. Send the same leg back and the same arm forward. I always get mixed up with this one, okay? So we're doing this. Okay, that's it. That's where it's okay, doesn't it? Right, okay, so left leg, same arm. Let's take a breath in to prepare. And as you breathe out, we do a lunge, lift up the knee. Do a lunge and lift up the knee. Do a lunge and lift up the knee. Do a lunge and lift up the knee. A lunge and lift. Lunge and lift. Wonderful. That's looking good. Okay, make sure you're still engaging the abdominals. Fantastic. Okay, I don't know how many we've done. I haven't been counting, so we'll just do one more. Wonderful. Okay, let's switch legs. You get back on the right leg. So as you breathe out, down and lift. Go down and lift. Go down and lift. Wonderful. So again, you can bend the knees as much or as little as you want to. That's it. Keep it going. And leave there a bit of think. Should we do a couple more? Down and lift, down and lift, and rest there. Now I'm going to stand onto the side now so that you can see what we're doing. We're going to do a roll down, so I'm going to roll down onto our mat and we're going to come into an all-fours position. So make sure the abdominals are engaged. You're going to take a breath in above the head. Now as you breathe out, you're going to roll down to the floor, keeping the knees nice and soft. Okay, get the hands down onto the mat, walk yourself forwards, come into your all-fours position. So now you should have hands at the shoulders, knees and the hips. Let's go into cat mobility. So as you breathe out, you're going to take the tailbone under, take the head under, and arch the back up and over as much as you can. And then come all the way back down to that neutral position. And then we'll do it again. Take the tailbone under, take the head under. That nice stretch through the spine. And again. Take the tailbone under. And come all the way back down. Shall we just do one more time? Breathing out. And breathing in. Wonderful. Okay, now from here, we're going to roll back up to standing. So you'll need to take your toes under for this one. Keep the head down. Just walk your hands back towards your knees. Now, straighten out the legs. And then roll yourself all the way back up to standing. Okay, hands on the hips again. We're going to go back into our lunges. We're going to alternate the legs again. Let's start with the left leg. So as you breathe out, we'll lunge and return. Lunge and return. Lunge and return. Lunge and return. Make sure that you keep the abdominals nicely engaged. Lunge and return. Lunge and return. Wonderful. Let's just do a few more. And we should do. Let's do 3 on each leg. That's it, 3. Lunge Just 2. So here's the last one, and we'll rest there. Okay, now this time we're going to stand on one leg. So we'll stand on the right leg. We're going to tap the left leg out to the side there. Okay, so no weight through that left toe. Send the arms out to the side. So really reach out with those arms. Keep the shoulders down really well. Make sure you're nicely supported around the center. We're going to lift that left leg. So as you breathe out, we're going to do a lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower. So we want to be nicely supported around the center. So the only thing that should be moving is that leg. Everything else stays nice and still. Breathe out, breathe out, 2 more, breathe out, breathe out. Wonderful. Take the other leg out. Keep the arms out, shoulders down. Here we go again. As you breathe out, we'll do a lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower. Nice straight leg as you lift it up. Now that supporting leg, you can have a slight bend to it if you want to at the knee. That might just help you to balance a little bit better. Lift and lower, lift and lower. Wonderful. 2 more. Lift and rest there. Wonderful. We're going to roll back down onto the mat again. Keep the abdominals engaged. Let's take another breath in. Drop the head down. And then as you breathe out, we're going to roll down to the floor again. So soften into the knees. Get the hands down on the mat. Walk yourself forwards again. Okay, now I've just got a towel to use on this one, just to take a bit of pressure out of the wrist. You can do that if you want to. You don't need to. We're going to do a little strength exercise for the upper body. So make sure you've got the hands either directly under the shoulder or just slightly in front, and knees under the hips. Abdominals are pulled in nicely. So you've got the toes tucked under. You can do it with the feet flat if you prefer. I find that's easier. I just like to tuck my toes under. We're going to lift both knees up off the mat. So we're going to take a breath in to prepare, and then as you breathe out, we're going to lift the knees up just a little bit, and then lower back down. So breathe out to lift and lower. Breathe out, lift and lower. Breathe out, lift and lower. Now make sure you're not lifting the knees too high. A little bit is fine. Okay, you keep going with me. If you need a breather, and just rest yourself down onto the mat. Lift and lower. Now make sure you keep the shoulders down as well, away from the ears as far as you can. How many are we going to do? Should we just do 2 more? Breathe out, breathe in. Last one. Rest there. Okay. Let's roll ourselves back up to standing again. So keep the toes tucked under, walk the hands back towards the knees, keep the head down, and roll yourself all the way back up to standing. Back to the lunges. So hands back on the hips again. Here we go. Left leg first. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, we'll lunge and return. Lunge and return. Lunge and return. So you might feel that you can just bend into the knees a little bit more. Now we're warmed up a little bit more. So if you want to, lower yourself down a little bit further. Wonderful. Keep it going. Wonderful. Okay, just a couple more. Climbing each leg. Lunge and return. Lunge. Here we go. Here's the last one. Fabulous. Okay, now this time, let's do a little bit of balancing. So we're going to do a high knee lift. So for this one, focus straight ahead. So you can just focus on the knee. Just keep looking at me. Okay. So we're going to pick that left knee up. So we're going to pick it up nice and high. Okay, and we're just going to balance there. Can I balance? Oh, yes. Right, okay, arms down. Hold the leg there. Take a breath in and send the arms all the way up to the ceiling. And then breathe out as you bring them all the way back down again. And again, breathing in, arms go up. Breathe out as they come back down. One more time, breathing in. And breathing out. Wonderful. Okay, see how good you are at balancing on the other leg. So, pick the other one up. Make sure you balance before you start. Nice deep breath in, arms go up. and back down. Breathing in and breathing out. Here we go, last one. Oh, a bit of a wobble. Oh, almost like this. Wonderful. Okay, right, let's roll back down onto the mat again. Make sure the abdominals are still nicely engaged, shoulders are down. We're going to take a breath in and onto the head down again. And we're going to start rolling down to the floor. Soften into the knees, get the hands back down onto the mat. And come back down into your all-fours position. Now you might want to have a little go at this one, so I'll just demo this one for you so you can have a quick look before you have a go. So we're going to build up from the previous exercise you did, where we're floating the knees. We're going to float the knees again. Now this time you will have to set the toes under this one. It's much easier. Okay, you're going to float the knees up, and then we're just going to do a little tap out with one foot, and then we're going to tap the other foot out, and then we're going to lower the knees. So you've got to keep the knees floating the whole time on this one. Should we have it again? Abdominals are engaged, shoulders are down, really well. Let's take a breath in to repair. And as you breathe out, you're going to float the knees up. Hold it there for a breath in. Now, let's tap one leg back, and bring it back in. Tap the other leg back, and bring it back in. And then lower the knees down. Wonderful. Should we try it again? Here we go. Breathe out, float the knees up. Hold it for a breath in. Breathe out, tap one leg out, and bring it back in. Tap the other one out, and bring it back in. And then lower down. Here we go again. Breathing out, float the knees up. And then as you breathe out, do a tap, and return, do a tap, and return, lower the knees down. Here we go again, breathe out to a lift, breath in to hold. And make sure you're keeping those shoulders down really well this time. Here we go. Last one, breathe out, float up, breath in to hold first. And do a tap, and return, do a tap, and return, and lower the knees down. Wonderful. So come down to a shoulder stretch. So you sit back towards the feet. Reach those arms forward. Get that nice stretch through the spine. Beautiful. And then you can come back up to sitting. Okay, should we have a little stretch? So we'll open out the hips a little bit. So from high kneeling this time, we're going to step forwards on one foot. Now you need to make sure that your foot is in front of your knee. So don't put too much pressure to the knee joint. Hands on their hips. We're going to push the hips forward. We're just going to ease down into that position. So we're opening out the front of the hip really well now. Just going to hold it for a few more seconds. And we're going to come back up. Now let's add in some arms this time. So as we go into our stretch, we're going to send the arms to the ceiling. So let's take a breath in. Ease down. Big stretch, and then come all the way back up again. Breath in, and then as you breathe out, squeeze down. And then come all the way back up. And again, one more time. Easing down into that stretch as far as you can. Wonderful. Should we try it on the other leg? So we'll do the first one with the hands on the hips again. So we've got the foot in front of the knee, hands on the hips. We're going to push the hips forward again. So we'll take a breath in. And as you breathe out, just push the hips forward. Ease down into that position. Just relax down there as much as you can. Hold it there for a couple more seconds. And then we'll come all the way back up again. You add in the arms again. So breath in first, and as you breathe out, go down to the stretch. Send the arms up to the ceiling. And then come all the way back up. And again, breathing out, ease down into the stretch. And come all the way back up. Just one more time. Wonderful. Okay, onto two knees. I'll turn face to the front. So let's work the shoulders a little bit then this time. So we're going to stay in high kneeling position. So we've got knees directly into the hips. Abdominals are engaged. The shoulders are down really well. We're going to bring the arms up to shoulder height. Okay, so from here, we're going to draw the elbows back. Then we're going to point the fingers up to the ceiling. We're going to reach up to the ceiling and then bring them all the way down to shoulder height. And we'll do it again. So we pull the elbows back. We point to the ceiling. We reach to the ceiling and then lower the arms back down. Here we go again. Pull the elbows back. Do a point. Do I reach and lower? That's it. Pull back and point. Do I reach and lower? Wonderful. Let's keep going with these arms. Really opens out the chest. Really mobilizes those shoulders really well. Wonderful. Do a few more. Okay, have you noticed my bunting today? My daughter Hannah, she's made some lovely bunting because it's VE day, so I put that up on the radiators to decorate the space up a little bit. Let's just do one more. Here you go, do a reach. And then bring the arms all the way down this time. We'll bring the hands onto the hips. We'll just finish off with a stretch. So the left arm goes over the top. And then bring it all the way back down. And then the other arm goes up and over. And again. Here we go. Last one. Wonderful. You take both arms up. Hold on to the hands and reach up as high as you can. Reach up to the ceiling. Get that nice stretch through the body. And then bring those arms down. Give the shoulders a nice little roll around to finish. Wonderful. I hope you're nice and warm. I know I am. So I'll see you again soon. Thanks very much for joining me.